Okay, Friday morning in the kingdom, and it's July 4th. Yes, happy 4th of July. That's a proper saying, and happy July 4th. Yes, happy 4th of July to our American friends down there. We got the flags over here somewhere. All right, so they gave notice last night at 10 p.m. Or, yeah, it was 10 p.m. It's official that the town of WHO-ville will be evacuated again. They're sending the people of WHO-ville all the way down to Brandon and Winnipeg, Manitoba. So that's 14 hours of bus riding or driving. Yes, last time they just went to Thompson over there. Yes, Thompson over there. So that was like only a 4-hour trip. No idea why they're sending them so far. Oh, maybe so they don't return right away. Yeah, longer we'll walk back. I have no idea, but we're staying here like we did before. We'll keep the fires under control like we did. If it wasn't for the staff and I, this end of town would have been burnt because we were on top of it all. All right. Oh, yeah. WHO-ville, yep. Oh, yes. Okay, here's the weather. Yes, it's plus 16 Celsius on the yo-yo scale, plus 62 Fahrenheit, and frickin' windy. Yes, that wind is blowing that way to take out the power lines to WHO-ville and Grief Rapid. So Johnny G won't have any power. He'll wander around aimlessly lost in his house and in the shop as he tries to load the, the freight in the warehouse. Yes, onto the trucks to come over here. I don't know what's going on. Unreal. Let's quickly scroll this way. The staff's on our way over because we have to figure out a game plan for today. What's going on? We had a thunderstorm last night go through WHO-ville. And of course, that dog was full retard, standing on my bed, pawing at my face. Unfrickin' real. Oh, I don't know why she's so scared of the thunder. Oh, wait, she's a rescue puppy, so it brings back bad memories of her being a puppy. All right, a little bit more. All right, so yesterday we got prepared, we got everything done, so we're ready for the great ex-wife forest fire and Lightning McQueen to return to WHO-ville. Yes. All right, we just made one full rotation. It is freaking windy out here. Well, I better go. Here comes the boss.
Friday morning in WHO-ville. It's just after 8 a.m. and as you can see, it's already pretty windy out here right now. We're just kind of waiting for the power to go out and see what happens. I'm going to get the quad out and head uptown. They're having a sale on all the frozen stuff, 50% off everything, so I'll go see if I can grab anything. 8:30 and I just finished shopping. I got a bunch of stuff for 50% off. There's 2 bags and a box here, and it was $190 I want to say, but I also saved $190. Now let's head over to the Kingdom and drop some of this stuff off. Just after 9 a.m. and I made it to the Kingdom and dropped off my dad's food. He's pretty happy with all the discounted stuff. Nothing's wrong with this, just when the power goes out, they aren't going to be able to keep everything frozen. As you can see, it is pretty windy out here right now, and it's pushing that fire right into the hydro line, so we're thinking maybe in between now and after lunch, the power should be out. Not sure how long it'll be out for, but let's head back into WHO-ville, let the dogs out, and get everything ready. 9:30 and I just made it back from the Kingdom. While I was up in WHO-ville doing some shopping, there was a bunch of talk about how everyone has to leave, and they were staring right at us, but we are not leaving. We are here to protect our property and to fight fires when that fire comes into WHO-ville. This is only a power outage. It's not like the fires right on our doorstep like last time. Not sure why they keep trying to get rid of us, but we are here for a reason. I am also here to help my little helper again. He is with the town and has to keep the lift stations going and make sure the water and sewer doesn't back up, so he'll be busy with that. Plus he's staying in my house, so I have to stay as well to keep an eye on our dogs, to keep an eye on my little helper, and if he needs help with anything, I am here. We are not useless people. We are here to help and actually do stuff, so hopefully they just leave us alone and don't try to bother us anymore. But it was pretty rude of them to try and tell us we have to leave. Meanwhile, there is other people staying in WHO-ville as well, so why come after us if others are allowed to stay? Well, let's head inside and get ready for this power outage that's supposed to happen at apparently 11 a.m., 11:30. I'm not sure if they're just going to shut the power off instead of it getting cut off when the fire hits the hydro lines. It would make sense for them to turn it off now instead of to wait for it to fire out the lines, then it could cause more damage. But we'll see and keep you guys posted on what's going on today.
Okay, hiding in the shop here, and we got the smoke over there. We can just see the smoke. All right, so the staff went uptown, got treated like shit. We laugh at the fella that's treating her like shit. He just bought himself a new $40,000 John Deere garden tractor with a front-end loader and stuff on the back so he can drive around, do the snow in front of his business and the snow at his house. Why don't you spend $40,000 and buy a backup generator source so your product, when there's no power outage, your product isn't, going to waste. All right, so we got the list here. We got to do some final touches onto the power source and put the exhaust out the back or out the top of the welder inside the 38 GMC service truck. And also too, we had to wait to see if Johnny G is sticking around because we got Sir Rodney to get us some backup water pumps and inverters. So we can put the inverters in here so the staff can have this at her house, and it'll then run for 2-3 hours charging up the batteries, and then she can have life as normal with no sound. And when the power goes out in Whoville here, I'll be running the welder one more time like I did for 3 weeks. Life will go on. Yes, life will go on. But then again, we laugh at these people that are running around with their heads cut off and acting like village idiots or whatever. I write books on living remote, so we're all prepared. We've prepared with the water system, fire protection, welders, generators, power sources, everything like that. Yes, I am a famous 5-star Amazon author, but the town of Whoville hates me. Yes, hates me. And we write books on this. Maybe with maybe the people of Whoville should read my books and then they'll learn. All right, let's get to work. We got a busy day ahead.
11 a.m. and I just got back from the kingdom. I went to pick up the camp stove that was in with our evacuation stuff. That way I can cook some meals when the power goes out. My dad will have the welder hooked up to his house so he can run his stove and cook normally. If I really want to cook or do anything, I can just go over to the kingdom, but I should be okay with the camp stove. It's going to be a lot of sandwiches and canned food for now, but that's okay. Just waiting to see if the power is going to go out or when it's supposed to go out, but we are prepared and ready. Once the power goes out, my dad will bring the 38 over here with the welder, and I do have some extension cords which are just behind me here, so I can run the extension cords out the doggy door and around to the truck. So I have power to my fridge and my freezer. Those are the only two main concerns right now, because the freezer is full of all of our food and dog bread and everything else. It's completely full, so we can't lose that. And then the fridge. I really don't need anything else. If I need to shower or do anything, I can always go to the kingdom because my dad will have hot water, but it's warm enough out here that I can just go jump in the lake.
Okay, lunchtime in the kingdom, and the wind is blowing strong and hard. That's the smoke from the fire. It's going that way or coming around this way, we're not sure, but we're having a good production day here. All right, so we had the plasma cutter out, the ProPoint 38 Plus. We cut a little slit down in here, and we're going to weld the hinge on there, because you weld the hinge on before you make a door, because we need a door for the cables. Yes. And then over here, this is the fine selection of exhaust pipe. Yes, this is the exhaust pipe, and we cut the flex pipe off because we needed something shiny. Just look at this. Here we go. There's a shiny elbow. All right, so it'll fit onto the exhaust there. It's a slide fit. We're not clamping it. And then we got to make the bracketry up. Oh, less Nessman up here, less Nessman. All right, so you got to make a plate up there to center it over the hole. Yes, all par for the course. We're getting this done.
1 p.m. and I'm just finishing up lunch. I have all my cords set up for when the power goes out. My dad can bring the 38 over here. As you can see, it is windy out here right now. But on the bright side, it is starting to rain. Hopefully we get a good downpour here. Now let's head inside and let the dogs back in. Since it's been so windy, I've been able to have Eve outside without getting eaten by sandflies and stuff since she's allergic to them. Look at that wind. I'm kind of worried that these trees here are going to snap off with how windy it is. Well, I'm glad it's raining. It's better than nothing. Would be nice if we didn't have all this wind. Look at the trees over here. At 1:30, I'll head over to the kingdom and give my dad a hand. He needs help bolting the exhaust down for the welder that's in the 38. 2 p.m. and I made to the kingdom. We're able to get the exhaust pipe on, no problem. I had to be inside to work the nuts on here while my dad was outside in the wind. Look at that. It is windy out here. It got so chilly I had to put my sweater back on, but at least the welder is ready for when the power goes out. This will go over to my house in Whoville. We can lock it up as well, that way nothing happens to it. So we are set and ready to go. We even checked the oil. There's lots of gas in it. I do have 2 jerry cans right beside me that I can put into the welder when needed. Plus we have a bunch of other jerry cans as well. Good thing we stocked up on fuel. Now I'll head back into Whoville and let the dogs out since the rain has stopped. It does look like it's going to rain some more. I'm standing in the shop so I can talk because it's way too windy out here. It's getting pretty dark over there again, so hopefully we'll get a nice rain. Look at those trees move. As I was getting ready to head back into Whoville, it started raining. I'll give it a few minutes, then I'll make my way back into Whoville. Sounds like there's a plane leaving with some more evacuees.
Okay, after coffee in the kingdom, I went to film before coffee and the rains are coming down. It was coming down hard, but it's just enough to tease. Yes, we still have the forest fires down there. We don't see any smoke over here. We're not sure what's going on. But the thing is, there's planes and buses leaving. The people of Whoville are being evacuated. And of course, we'll stay just like the last time. Just normal days for us. You know, just, hey, wait. I write books on living remote, and that's what we're doing. All right, so over here, we'll walk over here. It's going to get windy. All right. So I think it was last June or May, we tossed the welder in the back here, and we always talked about an exhaust pipe because the exhaust was coming out here and that cover was on the other side. So we finally got around to doing it, and it turned out pretty well. Yes, so this side's blocked off. That's the exhaust thing. Seems how we have snow. You have to stick the exhaust up, and then that's the cover. Flip it over, goes down inside. Oh, I got the burps. I was drinking a Pepsi. Yeah. All right, so it goes inside there, and it works out rather well. So this is done and ready to go to the staff's house when the power goes off. And when it's being used as a generator, we disconnect the welding cables because there'll be current going around and around and around. So basically you're creating a magnet. Yes, so we just want the power to go to the house. She's got her gas cans, so she's all ready. She set it up, and I'm very pleased how well that exhaust system's turned out, for nothing being straight, nothing being new, nothing being, how would you say, unreal. It's getting done. Plus it's so freaking windy out here. Okay, it got so windy we had to put a tarp strap or the ratchet strap around the welder there. Yes, the barbecue cover was going to fly off. All right, so we went to could do this, but it was nasty. We had to run in the shop and hide. So that's going to be the peekaboo hole for the cords. And this is what we had to whip up because we don't want the plywood, how to say, the locals to slide the plywood back to expose the controls right here. So we just whip this up, no thought, no effort, and the padlock is there. So just something quick and simple, because all they're going to do is smash it to get in to see what's behind the cover. Yes, as soon as you put a bad padlock on, it only keeps out an honest thief. All right, it's too windy out here. Okay, it's nasty out here, just like the ex-wife. Yes, oh yes, and the ex-wife forest fire. Yes, so here we got all the tools out. The AC/DC buzz box and the ProPoint 38 Plus plasma cutter, all to make a little door for the cords. Yes, the cords, Yogi. All right, look at that. Up it goes. Cords go in. Down it goes. Looks like a little mouse door. Yeah, Tom and Jerry. Okay, this wind is unreal. I grew up in the south with rocks in my pockets because I was a skinny little kid. Now we're up north here. Well, we never got wind until this year. This is unreal. So I latched the doors and walked around from there to here, and the wind blew it open. So I have it ratchet strapped. Yes, this is unreal. This is unheard of. It's like being in Saskatchewan or Wyoming. Okay, the next thing we had to do is go to Trader One and get the Maxwell House coffee cup. Can. It's a can, yes, because it has the inside lip so the tarp strap doesn't fall out, because the plastic on the Folgers was getting blown off every time I turn around. So we have it safely strapped on as if we lived in Saskatchewan or Wyoming. This is unreal.
5 p.m. and I just got back from doing some shopping. Everything right here was all 50% off because if the power goes out, all this stuff will just go bad anyways. I spent $100 and I saved $100. There was 2 catch of the day oranges and a few other things, but I already gave it to my dad. Now let's play Tetris and put it in the freezer. Then I can end my day.
Okay, there's not much else we can do. We have 3 power units ready. We have the welder in the 38 GMC for the staff. We have the welder on the pallet for pumping water into the tank. It'll be on the forks of the loader. We have the power source right here. So Rodney has sent us the inverters, but we can also use it to charge up batteries when the power goes out. And look at the flags. This is unfreaking real. So last night when I went in the house, I had to turn the air conditioner on because the house was warm and we were high humid yesterday. It was unreal. So tonight I'm sitting here. I got my bush jacket back on. I'm going to go in and enjoy the last of the hydroelectricity power. Yes, coming down the power line. It hasn't burnt yet. I'm going to cook fish sticks in the oven to warm the house up. Yes, fish sticks in July 4th. And also to happy Independence Day to the guys down in the States there. All right, you guys enjoy your day. Be safe with the fireworks tonight. Tonight we'll be living in fear of the ex-wife forest fire and Lightning McQueen coming to WHO-ville or taking the power line out. Oh well, let's get the dogs. Let's walk the dogs, make a video, and enjoy some fish sticks by Captain Highliner. Talk to you later.